Hey, Joy FM friends, Carley Boyette here, joining you from Nashville, where I'm at the world premiere of the new film, I Can Only Imagine 2. It's been about 10 years since the first I Can Only Imagine came out, and let me tell you, this film is worth the wait. I dare to say it's even better than the first one. There's a lot of cast and crew here and influencers. Let's chat with them to see what their thoughts are about this film. So, explain what a night like this is. Is it a little bittersweet?
It's exciting because we've been sitting on the movie so long that we're just dying for people to see it. It's nerve-wracking because we've done screenings, but I never stay in the screening. So tonight I'm hoping people laugh at the jokes and respond the way they're supposed to. But excited to see how people feel about it. The feedback's been good so far. Having a blast doing this journey with my family. I've done a couple interviews with my son right next to me, doing another interview, and that's really weird. But it's a little bittersweet. It's been such a labor of love, and and now the sprint is about to happen. But I'm excited for people to see it. And then in March we go back on tour and do what I normally do.
I was just going to say. So how does this? I mean, you've done this before, where you've had a movie, and again that it just
Once
changed.
before.
I know, but it went really well, and I have no doubt this is even just going to impact more people. So what does that do? I mean, does it change anything from here on tour? I mean, obviously people are going to know even more of your story.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't change. I mean, the first movie, after it happened, we had more people coming to our shows, and so that was fun. But it won't really change what we're doing. We've been telling stories for 30 years through our songs and stuff, and so the movie has been an amazing thing to watch, and I feel like a kid watching. It's just another way of telling stories. So it's been awesome, and but it makes me want to get back out on the road. And I'm a songwriter, so I just share these songs as a thing where that's my happy place.
I think we were all a little nervous that we don't want to just put another sequel together. We wanted something fluffy. And when I first sat down and read what they had put together, I was blown away. I immediately texted Bart and said, "I love you so much, brother. I'm so sorry." There were things that I didn't even know he had gone through. Bart and I have been close friends now for the past almost 10 years. And there was just more story revealed that we didn't know, and I can't wait for everyone to see it. What I love about this film is that it's an ensemble piece. I get to play Bart, and that is wonderful, I can tell you that. But we cover so much ground, from cancer to type 1 diabetes to loss in the family to gaining members of the family, struggling with faith, struggling with relationships. And I think there's a character that everyone can connect with. And I think people will leave here finding someone to be like, I feel that.
So tell me the story behind Dave saying, hey, there's a story behind the song you need to know.
This movie would not have happened, neither one of these movies would have happened without Joy FM. So you could go ahead and put that in your rotation. It was amazing. I just finished the movie Woodlawn, was out promoting it, and I was down in Tampa, and we were doing a show, and Dave was there, and we were talking, and off the air, he's like, hey, can you tell me what you're looking at next? I'm like, I don't really know. We're looking at this I Can Only Imagine story with Bart Millard, but, we don't really know what the story is yet. He's like, oh my gosh, I was at the Ryman that night when Amy Grant pulled him up on stage and gave him his song back. It's the most magic thing I've ever seen in music. And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know this. I don't know this story. I was like, keep talking. Yeah. So I called Bart and I'm like, did this happen? He's like, oh yeah, bro, I forgot. It's the most magic night of my life.
How did I forget that?
I was like, lead off with that story. And so at that point we decided to do the movie, and we're back here with a sequel, and I think we owe you guys some sort of check.
Oh, all right. Hey, out of his mouth, not mine. Does this get old? Seeing what God has done, and I know it doesn't get old seeing what God has done, but you've done so many of these premieres now where we're celebrating these amazing faith-based films that you guys keep putting out. I mean, at this point now, though, what's your perspective?
God has just been really, really faithful. When we started, there was a group of us that were a ragtag group of filmmakers that didn't know what the heck we were doing. It was us and the Kendrick brothers and Dallas Jenkins and Alejandro Monteverde. There was all these ones that we were all kind of in pockets around. And faith film was something that nobody ever thought would take off, much less create a premiere that's like this. But I think the audience began to realize the power of their voice, and the stories got better and better. And I think we've learned the craft better and better. And there's just a moment right now, it's a little mini renaissance going on in theaters. And so, no, it never gets old. I don't know how long this window stays open for stories like this, but when I walk onto a carpet like this, I'm in shock of look at what we get to do for a living, and look at the stories we get to tell that change people's lives. And this one particularly special. This is the most special one I've been a part of ever.
I've been saying it on the record. It's, I think, my favorite faith-based film that you guys have done and that like anyone has done. Like, I love this film. I love it.
I'll add that to your check. I appreciate that. It's one
Same.
that when we stepped into it, we were terrified. I didn't want to ruin the original.
Yeah.
It had to be better.
You didn't, yeah.
And when we tested it, the first one tested with the test audiences a 96. This one tested a 97. It's a better movie, and I can't wait for people to see it in the theaters because it will give you the feels on a whole nother level.
Yes, it will. Bring the Kleenexes.
I don't take myself that serious. Like, I'm just not that awesome in life. And so I take Jesus really serious. I just don't take myself that serious. So I think the thing I'm most excited about, I write this X on my wrist every morning, and that's part of the movie. The whole point of the movie is this X. And I woke up again today. I was given 5 years to live 25 years ago, incurable cancer, stage 4, and there are still tumors on my liver today. So I woke up again today. So really the invitation for people to like find their own X. Like, how do we wake up well and just say, okay, I woke up again, thank you. Yes. So there's a piece of that, and so I'm so honored to be part of this.
It's just a good movie, and it's a good story. You know, Bart just keeps on writing incredible songs, and you know, every one of them is just about worthy of its own movie, but he's a great artist, and I've enjoyed hanging out with him and getting to know him, and he's a great guy.
So, and I haven't heard the story because you have like the perfect person to play you. I feel like, did you have a hand in the original casting?
No, that was all Andy Irwin. He worked with Trace on Mom's Night Out a couple years before. And so when he was interviewing me for I Can Only Imagine One, he just kind of stopped the interview and he's like, I'm going to get Trace Atkins to play you. And I was like, yeah, whatever. You know, I just thought it was so far-fetched. I didn't know that, you know, he had a relationship with him. And Trace fought him a little bit, but eventually warmed up to the idea. And we never met until we were on set for I Can Only Imagine One. And we just started hanging out and chatting a little bit. And we both have similar backgrounds and similar upbringings. And we both really don't care what anybody thinks about us. And
what I love about you in this story, I mean, it's such a heavy film, and the comedic aspect that you guys bring to it, that your role brings. I mean, did it play out like that in real life?
I'm there for whatever I need to be there for. You know, if I need to push them, you know, or if I need to lighten the load, or you know, throw out a funny. I mean, Bart, I think, is really the comedic guy in the group. Yeah. Like he's always got some humorous way to look at a situation, but yeah, I mean, for this movie, you know, Bart needed to stay in character with the heavy stuff, and they needed some kind of comedic relief, and I think when they heard about my book, all the lights went off and the bells, and it was like, oh, that's perfect. So, you know, me quoting my book, reading from my book, or whatever. So yeah, it's fun.
I've known everybody in the movie for a long time, but I don't know so many of the details of their story, because those of us that know each other through touring, everybody's life is busy. I think just telling the stories behind the songs, I mean, the Bluebird Cafe popularized that in Nashville with the songwriters in the round. I think it's so brilliant that they're taking that concept and making movies out of it. You know, Tim and Hillary Timmons, I met them when they first came to Nashville. I heard some of their story, but then, I don't know, it's just like everybody's got stories behind their life.
So I had no idea about how personal Even If was for you. So tell me a little bit more.
So my brother passed away tragically in a car accident in 2017, and the first song right after he passed, a couple days go by, and me and my family heading to the towing company to look at his truck to see the damage that had been done. And we turned on Christian radio for the first time since he had passed, and the first song that came on was Even If. And those words, like, even if you don't, my hope is in you alone. And for us, it was like Jacob was gone, and we were having to choose, are we going to worship God through this? Are we going to still put our hope in him, or are we going to turn away? And so it was just really powerful. That song was just exactly what we needed. And as a family, we talk about it often, actually. But looking back on that time, that was the song that got us through more than any other song. So it was,
The power just of music and song.
It's so powerful. I mean, songs can change a life, you know. And for me, there were songs like Even If that transformed my life. And so as a songwriter now, to have songs that are doing that for people blows my mind, and like just brings me to tears just thinking about what God has done in my life. So
I love that you're crossing the lines into country, and I feel like these faith-based movies are doing that as well, where they're so good and that the quality is so good that you can cross those lines. Talk about the importance of that in being a Christ ambassador, but yet doing it, kind of in both roads, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's about doing it in a way that people that wouldn't call themselves a Christian can relate with, which is what I love about this movie. I think this movie is very relatable to someone that wouldn't call themselves a Christian, or maybe was hurt by the church, or has just like a struggle with faith in general. And I feel like that's really a lot of what we're supposed to do. We're in the world, we're not of the world, but we're in the world. And so as Christians, we are to love on people and be the hands and feet of Jesus, but in a way that I think people can understand and relate with. And so I try to do that a lot in my music, and through the natural kind of country crossover that's happened, it's been so cool to get to release songs and kind of see them have a further reach to people. So
I have been in a couple other indie films and some different TV stuff, a lot of commercial things. So my acting side is growing a ton, and I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you going to do more?
Oh, without question.
Okay.
I'm excited to make it more of a main thing in my creative life. Yeah.
So we do see you kind of early on in this film, and it's hard. I mean, talk about that. I mean, but it's important of this idea of grief and gratitude. It's part of that whole thing as well.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen the final cut, so this will be my first time seeing it. So I'm pretty stoked.
You haven't seen the movie at all?
No, not at all.
It's so good.
I know. I was kind of happy that I waited so I could see it in this context, but it was lovely to be on set. It was lovely to step into a really, difficult role, even as it was. I have a lot to. I could say a lot about being sad. I'll keep it brief, but I've been through a lot of sad things. I'm a pretty, formidable football guy that tries to posture way more than I ought to emotionally. So it was good to be able to step into a role that was about grief and sadness and be a part of the story.
Well, wait till you see the whole thing. Okay. Real quickly, I just want to get your thought too, because what For King and Country does so well, what these movies are doing now so well, is raising the bar. I always say if we're going to be ambassadors for Christ, we need to be giving it our all, and it needs to be top quality. So now for you to have a front row seat and be a part of this, of what's happening in Christian media right now, I mean, is pretty amazing.
Oh, that's well said. Yeah, I one of the things I've loved the most about my creative career has been being a part of the For King and Country crew, the family, and they set the example really, really well when it comes to being bold, being graceful, being compassionate, being excellent in talent and ability and art. And so being able to see so many beautiful projects like this come together and really shine, sharing powerful messages, it's just an honor to be a part of this beautiful wave of really great projects and stories.
So tell me, this reminds me a little bit of Unsung Hero, and the fact that here we have another story of showing a Christian family, and that, life is hard.
Oh, look. It's there are a lot of similarities, It's a true story. It's a biopic. It's really a story about the mess and enmeshment of family, and our film was a father-daughter story in many ways, and a family story, and this is a father-son story. And I think these are so important because this kind of grounds you in reality. Music has a way of sort of heightening reality. It sort of takes you out of reality, and I'm really proud of Bart, who's a personal friend, and Andrew, Irwin, and the team for telling a story that puts our feet back on the ground. And we are messy, creative creatures, all of us that are just trying to find our way forward. And so, yeah, I'm excited for everyone to see it tonight. I had the chance.
Have you seen it yet?
I saw it last week.
It's good, isn't it? Very good. What's next for you guys? Because I know there's stuff on the horizon.
Always things.
I know.
Always
so
things.
Let's bring it.
Last week, we were proud to release Ever and Ever Before, which is a quartet with our wives and us. And then, and that'll be part of a larger musical project to be announced.
Okay.
And then we have been, for about 8 years now, working on a Revolutionary War musical called Drummer Boy, the movie. And we're going into production in about 2 months.
Yes.
And so that's quite exciting. We've not really meant to announce it, but you've heard it here first, So, it's exciting days.
Yeah. Talk about, because this is fairly new for you. You've been this content creator. You've just recently started dipping your toes into seeing what filmmaking is like.
Right. Yeah, so actually, this is the first movie I've ever been in.
Okay.
And so they asked me to be in it, and I was like, okay, you know what, why not? And so, I got the main extra title, and I'm behind the main character at some point in the movie. Watch it when you can. But I'm also in another movie, and so I'm just like dipping my toe into it. Being around all the other actors, though, I don't think I could be a main actor. You know, because they've focused their whole life on it. They can memorize lines super quick. It took me like three days to memorize my lines for the second movie that I'm in. So
when does that one come out? Can you tell us any more?
It comes out in August.
Okay.
And
is it a faith-based movie?
It is a faith-based movie.
Okay.
And I can say that I do play a little bit of a hipster.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. Well, I was just going to say, tell me about how you've seen kind of God work through your life, because it has been fun I feel like I've been following you since one of the early ones. So just to see your audience, your platform grow in this new world that we're living in, where you can even be called a content creator and then find yourself now starring in movies.
It's so wild. You know, I went to Texas A&M, whoop, gig 'em, and I studied agricultural economics, and I had no idea that I'd become a content creator, but I had a passion of making videos, and I just made one video in 2019. It got 30,000 views, and I was like, wow, if I can reach 30,000 people, I want to share Jesus in a fun way. So I've been posting every day for almost 7 years. And I just didn't care what other people thought. I just want to share Jesus. I just want to share Jesus and have fun doing it. And people just would follow along for fun, you know? Yep. For me, like, the Lord put it in my heart to just throw the seed out there, because where are people most of the time? They're on their phone 8 to 10 hours a day. And so I was like, if I can get people to thinking about Jesus for 1 or 2 seconds, I want to get that seed in their mind to go get in their Bible, to go to church, to have fun and spend time with the Lord. So that's what my mission is, and I'm blessed that I get to do it.
Right. So tell me about why you're here tonight and why you wanted to be a part of this special night.
Well, of course, Jesus. Everything that I do is, faith-based, and I just love, that's my whole platform. Like, everything I have is because of Jesus. So the fact that we can do this in Nashville, it's not normal. So I love just being here and being surrounded by people that love Jesus too.
So this whole movie is about kind of holding joy and grief together in the same hand. You have so much to be grateful for. But I kind of want to ask you about that. And you've seen God do some amazing things in your life.
Yeah, it's unimaginable things. This time last year, I was, chasing after the position to be in the NFL, and it was a waiting season. It was a really hard waiting season because I was confused at God. I was like, hey, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I was mad sometimes because I was like, am I doing this for nothing? And then seeing the fruits of the Spirit this year and everything I got to experience is just such a blessing, and just trusting Him and having faith in the waiting season is such a joy. So
that's why you wanted.
Yes, so I've seen the movie already. Andy Irwin, producer, invited me to a private screening at their production company a couple weeks ago. It's incredible. I was like, I want to support this movie. I want to see it again. And I just want to be here to help spread the word that this is a great movie. It's going to reinvigorate you. It reinvigorates your soul. Have you seen it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like, and I've been telling, and I'm not just saying this, it's one of my favorite faith-based of the big ones that have come out. Like, it may be 1, 2. It's up there.
Yeah, that and the original, I can only imagine, right? Yeah. No, the message that even if God isn't doing what you think you want Him to be doing, to trust the plan, it's so important. I mean, we all need that, because we pray for things and we might not get them right away, or may not get them at all. And so then sometimes that can weaken someone's faith. It's like, no, this is part of a bigger plan that we can't see. And this movie just reinforces that. And of course, the message of gratitude is so beautiful with the X on the wrist and everything. It's so many good messages. It's like going to an amazing worship sermon. You come away feeling reinvigorated. You feel your faith is stronger. And you feel like you have better tools for life. I mean, this movie does so many things, right?